When my parents passed away, they left behind an inheritance that felt more like a slap in the face than a gift. My older brother, Marcus, inherited the family's vast wealth, our estate in London, millions in liquid assets, corporate stocks, and control over our family's investment empire. Me. I got a dusty, forgotten ranch in the middle of the Australian outback. To say I was hurt would be an understatement. The Whitaker name had always been synonymous with power and prestige on Wall Street, or rather its British equivalent. My father, Edward, and mother, Patricia, were legends in high finance circles. But to them I was just the odd one out. Unlike Marcus, who excelled at climbing the ladder of success, I pursued sustainable energy consulting, a field they dismissed as unimpressive and unworthy of the Whitaker legacy. Their deaths came suddenly, leaving me not only grieving but also grappling with the realization that they never truly believed in me. At the reading of the will, I sat quietly as everything went to Marcus. Then came my portion, the ranch. When the attorney announced it, Marcus couldn't contain his amusement. "Well, Evelyn," he said mockingly, "at least you'll have livestock to keep you busy." But what they didn't know, and what I would soon discover, was that this worthless piece of land held secrets far greater than any stock portfolio or trust fund. 3 days later, I boarded a flight to Australia. After landing near Alice Springs, I rented a beat-up 4x4 and drove 2 hours through endless highways surrounded by swirling desert dust and towering gum trees. Finally, a weathered wooden sign reading Whitaker Ranch appeared ahead of me. As I stepped onto the property, memories flooded back. This place once belonged to my grandfather, Arthur Whitaker, the black sheep of the family. He'd spent his final years here working on projects he called ahead of their time. My father often ridiculed him, calling the ranch a wasteland where Arthur wasted his life chasing dreams no one else understood. Despite its disrepair, something about the ranch felt alive. The wind carried whispers of untold stories, urging me to explore further. Inside the main house, thick layers of dust coated every surface, but the real intrigue lay in the barn. It was massive, reinforced with structural supports suggesting it housed more than just farming equipment. Using an old key from the envelope containing the deed, I unlocked the barn door. Sunlight streamed through cracks in the aged wood, revealing shelves filled with dusty crates, tools, and ledgers. Something about the space felt bigger than it should have been. A childhood memory resurfaced. Grandfather Arthur taking me aside, swearing me to secrecy about a hidden chamber beneath the barn floor. Following his cryptic instructions, tap 3 times on the northern wall, then push the 4th plank upward. I uncovered a narrow staircase leading into darkness. Descending cautiously, I found myself in a sprawling underground laboratory. Rows of filing cabinets, geological charts, advanced instruments, and meticulously labeled mineral specimens lined the walls. At the far end stood a heavy vault door coated in decades of dust. Inside the vault, I discovered a small USB drive and a letter addressed to me in my grandfather's shaky handwriting. "Evelyn, I safeguarded this project from profiteers who sought to exploit it recklessly. You've always had vision. Now protect this discovery." On the USB are patents and methods for lithium extraction, a resource capable of transforming industries and powering cleaner energy solutions. Decide wisely. What I held in my hands wasn't just a scientific breakthrough. It was potentially one of the largest lithium reserves in the world. Lithium, a critical component in rechargeable batteries and renewable energy systems, was becoming increasingly valuable. And according to my grandfather's notes, the vein beneath the ranch was extraordinarily rich. Realizing the magnitude of this discovery, I knew I had to act quickly and discreetly. If Marcus or Aunt Eleanor ever found out, they'd stop at nothing to seize control. I assembled a team of trusted experts, including James Harrington, a seasoned intellectual property attorney, and Dr. Lila Kim, a renowned geologist. Together, we validated the deposit and refined my grandfather's extraction methods, ensuring minimal environmental impact. To shield the operation from scrutiny, I founded a new company under multiple layers of anonymity, Solarith Innovations. Within months, we secured patents, permits, and funding from Owen Chambers, a venture capitalist known for supporting disruptive green technologies. Our innovative approach reduced costs significantly while prioritizing sustainability, positioning us as pioneers in the industry. Solarith innovations exploded onto the global stage, signing contracts with major players like Tesla and smartphone manufacturers desperate for stable lithium supplies. Overnight, the company's valuation skyrocketed to $1.2 billion. Meanwhile, the Whitaker estate remained oblivious to the source of my newfound success. It wasn't long before Marcus caught wind of Solarith. He demanded answers, accusing me of hoarding a life-changing discovery, meant for the entire family. His thinly veiled attempts to take control failed miserably when he realized I'd built an impenetrable fortress of legal protections around the business. Aunt Eleanor tried next, alleging that my grandfather's intellectual property rightfully belonged to the broader Whitaker estate. Their threats collapsed almost immediately, thanks to ironclad patents and carefully constructed corporate shields. Frustrated, Marcus invited me to dinner, hoping to charm his way into partnership. Instead, he left humiliated after I refused his empty offers. While Solarith thrived, Marcus's reckless investments began unraveling. Desperate to cover mounting debts, he sold off assets, including his prized London estate, to one of my shell companies at a steep discount. When he pleaded for leniency, I reminded him of the day he mocked me during the will reading. "If you need help now," I told him coolly, "contact Solarith Innovations' Investor Relations Department." Life at the ranch became peaceful yet bustling with activity. New labs sprouted across the property, dedicated to exploring alternative metals and cutting-edge battery chemistries. Each evening, I reflected on how far I'd come, from being dismissed as insignificant to standing at the forefront of a revolution in clean energy. At my old high school's commencement ceremony, I delivered a speech titled "Finding Value in the Overlooked." As I looked out at the audience, I thought about my journey and the lessons I'd learned. Success isn't about proving others wrong. It's about discovering your own strength, even when those around you refuse to see it. In the end, the ranch, a supposed curse, turned out to be the greatest blessing of all. Beneath its barren surface lay not only lithium but also the courage and determination to build something extraordinary. Today, I stand proud as the founder of a multi-billion-dollar enterprise, knowing that true validation comes not from others but from within.